Okay, the live stream should be starting soon. Please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. I'm casting a little bit early because not only did I miss yesterday for streaming, I also got a new avatar and now I'm streaming to 5 platforms at once. So please give me an extended amount of time to make sure everything's set on up. Like YouTube is going, Twitch is. Let's see if Twitter is going. This is streaming, okay? Because I have one tweet posted. This is technically my first tweet. Yep, looks like that's going as well. Good. Yep, that is we going, and now update the Rumble description. And Pierce Rumble's going as well. Very, very good. Let me check my other computer. Whoops, I hit my microphone. Let me check and make sure on my other computer everything's good. Takes a moment. See? Looks like that's all going fine. What is the quality of the Twitch stream? Or Twitter stream? It does not look good whatsoever. How do I change that? I may need to look at that in a little bit later. I could actively stop switching to Twitter at the moment because stream quality does not seem good. Or Twitter, not Twitch. Oh. No, I'll disable the Twitter. That looks better already. Yep, maybe it just needs a moment to buffer. Okay. I should stop worrying over it. But it looks don't need it to play as well. Last thing I want to do is hear myself. I already talked to myself a bit too much. But yeah, looks like everything is good to go, I believe. Just the Rumble stream, so how many live viewers? There they are. Perfect. So yeah, my apologies everyone. I just had to check up on some stuff. Trying to stream to 5 locations at once may be a little bit too much. I have not checked the Steam stream since I think that's basically the... I did that just out of a whim, just for fun. But either way, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HMARS 4 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Pink Deli Sultanate, we have Lazy Game Enjoyer. Spawn on the left side as the Cyan Chinese, we have This Guy Sucks. My apologies. And do have the immediate research of the efficient production because of the free research of Delhi Sultanate. They just take a long time to research. Let's see, Delhi Sultanate, they get the free research, which makes it so you get saves a lot of your income, but also means you don't really have access to timing packs. You have to really plan ahead for a timing pack. We got Wheelbarrow as being researched as well. Wheelbarrow not only available in the Dark Age, also gives you just a little bit more movement speed, which helps out with the collection rate, as well as more capacity. Small, but noticeable. Chinese, of course, are a relatively good faction. They're general purpose, and we do got now the Bardic and Sun being put on the front line, and you only need really only one village to build the landmarks, because has quadruple build rate for landmarks. You now have the Tower Victory now being deployed on out as well, which does give the units attack defense units produced with its influence get plus attack speed. So may see some archers being put on the field. More likely we'll see Chuko News versus Delhi Sultanate. They don't pull out anything heavy early on. They can't get man-at-arms, they can't get, what's it called, early knights and variations of it. So likely going for an archer-based build would probably be best for the Delhi Sultanate, and Chuko News would be good as well. He also needs to get out Blacksmith as soon as possible, because Chuko News are very, very pierce armor dependent. You know, got a mine camp there. It looks like it's going to go for a second town center quickly. Both sides are just, it looks like a macroing up. I don't think we do see, what unit is this? Oh yeah, they got a new unit. The Ghalzi Rider. The Ghalzi Rider. What does the Ghalzi Rider do with this new patch? Let's see. It's a unique horseman. Fast, effective cavalry, getting high movement speed, countered by spearmen. Seems pretty standard. Nothing seems special there. Has a mace, good against range, and good against heavy. So it is a horseman that does a bit more effective versus heavy units, which make it a bit more effective versus the early man-at-arms as well as the early knights and variations. As well as plus 12 damage versus range, that seems a bit higher, but also doesn't get bonus damage versus siege. So that is something important to note. It does not get bonus damage versus siege. I got the horseman, so this faction now is a little bit weaker to various siege units. Does pick off a unit there. Base attack is 12. Aren't the regular horseman's damage like, I can't remember the exact amount. It's a little bit lower. So that's why I see people have been going for these riders when I'm playing as the Khanate. It does give a small damage was heavy, but I still believe the early knights and say the Keshiks still probably win now at 1v1. Need to look at the Zac stats a bit better. They also, what were they? Slightly more expensive than wood and food, so they're slightly more expensive than regular horsemen. That's just a scout, you can ignore scouts. They still do have the two inherent pierce armor horsemen. But technically the inherent armor of horsemen is 1 with the early horsemen. And then the regular horsemen have inherently 2 pierce armor. Of course, I think only the Khanates, the Mongols, can deploy early horsemen. And they're not useful. He does have a scout in this region, getting some much needed health regen and spawning for this force. Now charge on in, getting great damage there onto these villagers. And apparently they can, what was that? They do 3-shot, 12 damage each, so the villagers 50 health, it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in order to take out the villagers. If he gets plus 1 damage, melee damage, that of course allow him to kill villagers in 4 hits, so that may be what he should go for, as well as pierce armor. But he's also getting pierce damage right now, so I guess a bit of everything concurrent. You now have horsemen and archers here. And multiple the Sacred Sites haven't catch up. And that's why he deployed the Bardic and Sun right there. The Bardic and Sun allows him to keep that Sacred Site being secured, because not only Delhi Sultanate can deploy out 8-1 scholars and capture these Sacred Sites, they can also get walls deployed by the infantry units as well, which is also a little bit of power. They have overpowered combination. Archer is getting overran by the horsemen. They do still do bonus damage versus range. And that is, of course, a Saiyan Horseman as well. If you get a comparison, it looks like regular Horseman's attack is 9 versus the damage of 12, the base one, plus 12 versus range. So that's really good against range units. 9, 9, 10 versus 12, 12, and 2 versus heavy. So they're less effective versus siege. Actually, yeah. I only small margin because the base damage is still 12. Overall, Horsemen also have 125 health. The Ghazi Riders have 140. So regular Horsemen have less health, less damage, 25% less health, 25 or 15 less health, or health. 25% less damage, or the Ghazi Rider has 33% more damage. Depending on which way you look at it. And sorry, I hit my microphone again. And attack speed is 2 versus Horseman's 1.75. So regular Horsemen do attack faster. So damage output is only slightly higher in base. But of course, the more initial hit can pan out bigger since you can pass the eliminate unit immediately, giving you more damage output over time. Because as longer engagements go on, that damage is important. Let's see. Nice and easy to do calculations. So this would be DPS of 6 versus not so easy DPS to calculate of probably actually around 7, isn't it? My math could be way off with that one. Probably is. I need to pull out a calculator for that. But we've got a lot of Horsemen engaging the Ghazi Riders. The Horsemen are, of course, inherently cheaper. They are 120 versus the 110-30, so they do cost 20 more resources as well. And of course, now we do have these walls being floored on out by the infantry units here. Does have this area being walled in as well. He will need to get a gate up and while these horsemen escape from the region. But the Varden of the Sun should keep this area secure for the time being. But this still gives the Deadly Sultanate player a lot of extra gold income. What was it, like 40 per minute? So from about 1 villager up approximately. Does it say exactly? I see the plus 20 occasionally. Doesn't, I think, show up here properly either. We've got 6 Ghazi Riders here, 7 Ghazi Riders here. I just realized something as well. The higher damage output or per impact allows less time to react to save villagers as well. These villagers can easily get overwhelmed. He should have pursued those villagers there, but do have these guys pushing forward. He will take out the Imperial Official. And of course got the hand cannoneer slots over here. These Ghazi Riders just running around. Sai needs to get out Spearmen, but does potentially find a good engagement there with his own Horse Riders. He is outnumbering the Ghazi Riders, which should be fine. Sometimes mass production is very useful. And these guys are getting ripped apart there. And the hand cannoneer Slit's not firing, making any sound effects anymore. Could make the sound effect. So now a big group of archers here with increased attack speed. Oh yeah, as well. Oh wait, these ones are not improved by attack speed. Oh, these ones are. Is the stable just not close enough? Of infantry, so that does not affect the horsemen and Ghazi Riders and anything in stables. Only affects infantry, anybody with feet, and not hooves. Some of these villagers are getting cleaned on up. Sion does not have any defensive spearmen. He does now have access to lancers, which do receive some bonus damage versus these Ghazi Riders. If you can pull up one of these lancers, if we start seeing them popping on up, there's one. Lance Force has 130, 24 damage. Overall, I think the Ghazi Riders still will be beaten one by one, but maybe a bit more cost effective versus them. This outpost will be cleaned on up. You will likely lose the village side. And just to realize something, Magenta is not on this for second town center. So Sion can lose villagers, but he needs to get more military force. He's going for a bunch of lancers there. Does lose the Imperial Official. And now you've got a compound defender going on up. Over here, You do got the astronomical clock tower. It's nice to have, but in this case, not very useful.
做建造别记的电池。
Now I've got these lancers pushing way forward. I guess we need to take a look at the veteran Ghazi rider and the lancer and compare the two. Exotic doggo biting that scholar.
فرمان برید مرا امر کنید
定常
اینک همی تازم
Looks like science starting to bring up some of his granaries. Granaries do provide some good food income.
我应该会
More farms going on up.
这是我努
And
力
some of
的
these farms
成
will
就。
now get affected by 2 of the granaries. The radius, if we switch out here, select cyan, and that's the radius of the granaries, which does provide some great food income there. Archer taking on that mining camp, showing him who's boss.
爱干还流。
Probably the mining camp will win at the current rate.
有情，看着不错。
فرمان پیشروی
Ghazi Rider's now trying to push on forward, trying to throw some torches on these walls.
تیر همی اندازم
Getting some damage over here. We got the lancers here. He has to destroy some of his own walls. I'll let this one go down. He's going to be moving around. If he gets enough speed, he can go in with the lances, get a good alpha strike onto these Ghazi Riders. More Ghazi Riders pushing forward. And Science now starting to bring in some spearmen. I believe he should have done that a little bit longer ago, but having those stables out now allows him to get on the Lancers, which should be able to beat the Ghazi Riders 1v1. The veteran Ghazi Rider is still taking a long time to research. Remember, like I said, there's no timing tack for the Delhi Assaultments. Trying to bring in a new asset immediately, I guess. Some Spear not being pulled out, that should be very effective versus these Ghazi Riders.
اینک همی تازم
And some great stabs there. And now we do have, looks like a wave of Lancers being pulled on field to engage the Lancers. We got 1 armor, 1 attack, and 1 pierce armor. Barnington's son is doing some great work at just simply being there, denying the sacred site, which also puts some pressure off the Chinese player. Because when your opponent's going for all the sacred sites, you have to really eye push for the sacred sites. But if you're able to keep one uncaptured, you can ignore the other 2, even though it does provide a benefit to them. Whoops, I keep on hitting my microphone. Lance is getting overran. They do get the alpha strike there since they weren't facing the right direction.
强兵不中，
اینک همی آید
Now we do got the veteran spearman research.
是的，当然可以。
And now these Ghazi Riders, oh, they're wounded. And that guy has 3 health remaining. Even Villager can perhaps shank him. Yeah, Villager's space attack is 5, and he only has 1 hack armor. Looks like I got a little bit slower. I just realized something I wanted to do. There, okay, there we go.
会好兄弟们
And now do got that one going on down. I do got 1 archer with these lancers, slowing them down a little bit.
تبقى فرمان همی روم.
Oops. Sometimes when clicking the minimap, it goes crazy.
به حرف من
You
پیش
got 1 lancer, 12 Ghazi Riders,
بگیرم.
and that archer will get annihilated.
是一做好准备
Spearmen find a great engagement here, and thanks to that archer, they took a lot of extra stabs there. He does not ghost in these right there. He's going immediately going villagers. He may lose all of these left lancers. Does get walled in there. Does lose 2 of them for 1 villager. It's probably not a good trade. Science though has great villager production right now, and now got the wolf trying to fight these spearmen. They put down the dog quicker than the ATF
人
does.
会执行命令，村民。
And these lancers, they're both also wounded. 41 health. Make that 0 health times 2. We have a keep on the front line now. And I just want to kind of torch open some of these secret sites.
大家注意，
we set up blaze. Over here, we've got a large number of housing being deployed on out.
别急，
Now, the Vatican Sun is going to be focused down. The Vatican Sun may be a imposing defensive landmark. But honestly, it's not really. It has a single hand cannoneer slot with 5,000 health, and only can hold up 8 villagers. I tend to be a bit too timid by the thing, when it's really something you can take down pretty easily. Though we do got a large number of archers here. Archers do bonus damage versus spearmen, and now he's going to just engage the spearmen. He needs to get inside the Vatican Sun. Does get inside with 5 of them. He needs some extra arrows. The Vatican Sun arrows only do the base 6 damage, not the improved damage of like keeps. So it's equivalent to the outpost or town center fire, which means not very good. So we got the Lancers now being focused on these Lancers, some scout helping them out as well as Gazi Rider. He does find this keep over here, but looks like the Gazi Riders or Lancers will take engage some Lancers. There's some good damage there. And the last of the Lancers will go down. Vatican Sun does go down, and Scholar does pick up that relic. He does have a Scholar there as well. Captured the Sacred Site, and now this point is decaptured, so then it's not getting a Sacred Site victory at the moment. There are veteran archers now advanced forward, which could deal with this spearman.
是的，当然可以。哦，
And does take him out there. Now there's also some crossbow in the mix as well. Next here, he may want to. Let's see now. These are crossbowmen, not Zinchnews. There's also a Palace Guard in the mix as well. There's a good number of spearmen. The Lancer is going to get focused down first, but does draw the fire. The Gazi Riders gets annihilated there, all of them down. Now the archers being overran. Gotta keep these guys to ward away the Lancers from the archers. Now look in the mix. He does have a single nest of bees. Finds an excellent volley right there. That's pushing forward. Does have that's a scout. The Lancer pushing forward as well. Does fire a volley there. There's a pretty bad volley. The Lancers trying to focus down some of these crossbows. There's exposed one right there. Spearmen could engage those Lancers. Got the archers being overran by the horsemen and spearmen.
马上就踢！
We do have a keep here. Do we see? We do not see forward production. That's engineers research. Crossbow about getting overran by these Lancers. That'll be a massive win for the team. That looks like they're going to be now forced back by all the spearmen. Got some Palace Guards in the mix as well. SB does find a small volley there and not get hit by that Springald. I got Sacred Sites, another Sacred Site captured by Pink, but he has decaptured Central one, and that Springald does go down. Clock Tower Nest of Beast still has plenty of health, can still withstand one more Springald shot. Wait, professional scouts? Why is he going for professional scouts? Is he trying to eye these here? Oh, it's free research. He maybe just queued up because he has nothing else to research. Veteran Gazi Riders trying to deny this gold vein. It is a small one, but still very useful to claim. There's some large ones still on the field. Now horsemen trying to gauge these Lancers. Sign does have a mixed force here, going for the Imperial Palace now. Horseman does find a ball engagement there, but that's still not a great engagement. Crossbow and 2 spearmen also here to support as well, but they can get quickly overwhelmed. One of the Lancers do go down. We got this horseman now advanced forward. The crossbowman does go down. Some various horsemen charging forward. Some of these Lancers are quite wounded. These archers can come forward to support, if not just to draw attack. And actually getting some hits there on does take out one of those spearmen with those archers. The rest of his forces need to run away.
听我指令，前进！勇往直前！
Gazi Rider still in this region, and Science claimed the Sacred Site. Not sure what this villager's doing. Villager's getting stabbed to death now. start making the way forward. We do have this Ghazi rider still
造
throwing
建造别
torches.
系，
Daze does take out the villager there. Horseman does go down. Trying to break on in. He may get trapped in the corner. And now Sign is at Imperial Age. And these Lancers are receiving massive amounts of damage right now. And Pink backs out of the game. It's that lack of villagers that did Pink in. This and Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now, let me go back, get that person's name. See if there's any other replays. That was the first one on the list as I was searching for replays, so let's see what the second one is. That's 6 minutes. 23 minutes, we could do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HBars 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Saiyan Chinese, we have this guy sucks. Spawn on the right side as the Red Ottomans, we have a foreign name. We of course have immediate military school to get out some free units, so we may see some spearmen rushing around, or maybe just trying to get a nice reserve of spearmen. Horsemen are pretty common for most factions as an early harassment tool, so storing some spearmen wouldn't hurt. Oh yeah, in this map here, there is quite a bit of fish in the middle of the map in this marshland, and fish do collect the same rate as deer. And they're in groups of deposits of 500 as opposed to a single deposit of a deer, which is 350. So overall, fish do provide more food collection. Bardic Sun not being promoted by Cyan. He's ooh, that's actually very, very important. The spearman here can be focused down by the villagers, no problem, but deploying the Bardic Sun here will potentially deny all this fish for Red, while may not keep his own villagers safe. Having the fish tonight here is very important. He also even went for a full dock here, so the ultimate player is going to be very far behind since the Spartan Sun is going to deny this region. He could potentially stay on the far side of the, what's it call it? Of the, Spartan Sun there to keep that fishing ship collecting. Remember, he's also shore fish, not deep fish here, so fishing ships have 50% less gathering rate on shore fish, though they do have to travel less. Now even Cyan's going for this fish there. Cyan is in a great position right now. He's trying to pull out another fishing ship. It is somewhat safe. The scout, however, is going to make a big difference. Torching down this dock with a scout. The scouts still do full torch damage. This dock won't last very long. He needs to cancel this other fishing ship. Ooh, even see the hit there. But he needs to cancel this dock here because it's not going to do all too much. He's going to need to pull out. He needs to age up, get out a siege workshop, and store up a spearman and deploy out a battering ram. That's probably what he needs to do. Because once he gets a battering ram out, the battering ram can take down the Bardic Sun quite quickly, though still the villagers will torch down the battering ram. Yeah. I think he should just collect what he can and not deploy any more fishing boats. Because I don't think it's going to go too well for Red at the current rate. And besides getting a lot of free fish here. We now got a wave of spearmen here. Bardic Sun, you can see the range marker there. Even take time to wall in the dock, trying to interrupt these villagers there. Trying to torch down the low health palisade wall. And he will get it built up in time. That spearman does go down. Oh yeah, and the hand cannoneer slits actually shoot pretty far as well. Yeah, bow range is 6. And that is what this dotted line is. That's not hand cannon earshot. And now we do got the Dao archer ship here. Now, let's see. Anything special about the Dao? Is it just regular archer ship? Appears to be just regular archer ship.
Mehmet, anladım.
Just the name of it's, of course, unique. You got Scout versus Scout. Scouts do bonus damage for Scouts, but in return, the Scout does bonus damage for the Scout. It's gonna take time to try to break down some of this palisade walls there. And hand cannon Ursula is in range. Let's see. Looks like Sign will win out in the Scout engagement. And Red Scout does go down. When I play this map, I have no idea what this means. What does that even mean? Is that some sort of like Rimworld reference? A wild man stalks the land. What does that even mean? I just don't see it on the mini-map anywhere. If anybody can tell me what the wild man stalks the land, what on earth that even means, that'd be great, because I have no idea what it does or means. Oh, is that it? What the hell? Increased gathering rate by 300%? He's gonna be collecting up a lot of food, isn't he? I wonder, did that thing even have a mini-map marker? These spearmen are quite wounded. Villagers can easily stand up against them. Stand up against their bullies. Oh, at least the dock is still up and alive. He has 5 fishing ships here, collecting some food, which is good. Right now, Sign is slightly ahead of villager count there. We got these villagers now getting stabbed by these spearmen. Like I said beforehand, they could stand and fight against them. Hidden Imperial Armory now being deployed on the field. That is, of course, provides free siege units at a slow rate. And now we do got the extra town center. And that one didn't actually get finished off there. Going for an outpost here just for more garrison, as well as actually to spot the guys inside the shrubbery. Because town centers cannot see into it, while outposts can. I think cubes can as well. I honestly forget since I just played Mongols, I don't have excellence. You could go for a Spring Golden placement on this thing here. And if Red goes into Imperial Age, you can deploy out a cannon ship to engage the Bardic Sun. Is that a stupid idea? Probably. Yeah, fast castle. Somewhat fast castle for the Ottoman player. Going out for initial trebuchet wouldn't be half bad. Help deal with this Bardic in the Sun. And of course, automatically deploys out the Mangonel. He may want to get that swapped out, or he may just want to keep Mangonels. Spearmen now advancing forward. A Sign did not pull up these walls in time, and will get stabbed. The one does get picked off there. Another one of these spearmen are very, very wounded. In fact, the wounded one will be gunned down first, so that may actually save the villager. The spearman's attack is 7, and the villager does get saved. So I think she could have been saved either way, thanks to that 1 extra health he could took. But still. Now these fish chips have expired. The food over here, the fish over there, and now he has to deal with the Bardic Sun if he wants to collect any more fish with them. I keep hitting my microphone. My apologies. He is braving the Bardic Sun fire. Or not realize he's still in range of it. Does go, takes one of them out there. Yep. And now I've got a Metra here. The Metra could draw some hand cannoneer slits. Oh, does avoid it. And oh, now the arrow ship does get range. Does get one kill there. You can throw all those fishing ships inside the dock there to keep them safe. Lance now push way forward along with some Sepols. Does not get any guys right there. Does lose one villager now. The Sepal does go down. The Lance is still in the region, as well as now some spearmen charging forward. You got the astronomical clock tower being pulled on now. Once get out his own Lancers help engage his force.
Haydi azimet eyleyelim. Emir eyler.
赶着准备好，两苗兵，
又要等我。
跟拿来。
Size serverlik edeceğim.
And now I do have the astronomical clock tower now deployed out in the field. Village now receiving some fire. And does get a great spear brace there. He's just going to stand and fight. He's right now in increased attack speed. But there's too many spearmen there, so he will lose all these lancers. And he does have a slight villager count. Sion does have slight villager count lead. And thanks to all those efficiencies on the map, he's been maintaining minimal consumption of the not only the sheep, see how it's actually sheep, as well as the berry bushes have hardly been touched either. Lancer supported by Metra, he can always get more melee armor or pierce armor if needed. And when raiding the villagers, going for pierce armor is probably better because of the arrow fire. Speaking of which, you see some arrow fire there. The Lancers do have 6 pierce armor there, so the Bardic some extra arrows will only do 1 damage each. That Spearman does get overwhelmed. He needs a lot more Spearmen to deal with all these Lancers. And a clock tower spring goal is probably not a great option. Maybe we're going to get these villagers to the inside, which will help them get some extra arrows there. These forces are falling back. Got 2 metros in this region. Do now have a Mangonel pulled out by Red. It did receive some hand cannoneer slits. And with the spring gold here, I think he knows, since it's pretty much standard that the Ottomans go for a Mahin Imperial Armory, that's why he went for this spring gold, because he knows he's going to fight against siege units. We'll see. If he doesn't get it, spring golds are relatively cheap for siege units, so it will help him gauge any potential other siege units. If not, he can always just use it as a big archer. Got a big wave of spearmen blow down the field. He's just going for spearmen since he's only fighting against cavalry at the moment. His opponent does have some battering rams from the point of view, but spearmen would be risk for them. Is that Mangonel does still pose a massive threat to him. Looks like he has lost all the fishing ships here. And we do now have a battering ram here. He's going to be trying to focus on the Bardican Sun. Bardican Sun can be easily overwhelmed. He is getting some rounds on the Metra there. Now it's a good time for potentially the Spearman to push forward to get some free damage on the cavalry. Does take out one of the Lancers there. Another one of these Lancers is also wounded. Notice he doesn't get it. The battering ram now is seeing massive amounts of fire there. He does get some spear braces there. Some of the Sepals are going down as well. One of the Metras is also wounded. Now got the Mangonel shot there, largely rolled a miss. No spring gold replacement onto the Bardican Sun. Spearman trying to stop the Lancers. It does get some great damage there onto the Lancers now, completely getting the pin mostly. Mangonel will find an excellent quality there. Spring Gold fires a shot there, does not take out the Mangonel. The hand cannoneer of the Bardican Sun could potentially put some damp rounds into it. It has only 20 pierce armor. The hand cannoneers does 25 damage, so it'll do 5 damage per attack. Hopefully at least decent enough to whittle it down. Let's get a spear brace there. Mangonel shot onto the forces, gains great damage here, trying to hit those villagers. Mangonel does go down, and does get his formation stuck in formation with the battering ram. The arrow ship can get some good damage on in. Its air attack is actually reasonable versus light units.
敌野猎发了，敌人的超暴动了。
Some of those forces starting going down, gain some great damage onto it. And now the airships receiving some flares there. We got a fire ship here, which can take out some of these forces.
若以苗语就绪，
I just want to get these three starting to be torched down. And his cavalry force is being cleaned up. He really should have got something else than just cavalry, because it made his opponent get an easy counter right there. Now we got the big wave of battering rams. Jeez. And he's still producing mangonels out from the mid Imperial Armory. And now we do have some Janissaries. Janissaries are effective versus everything and available versus in Castle Age. They do have fast attack rate than regular hand cannoneers. They do have half the damage, but they do twice the damage versus cavalry. So they're an anti-cavalry tool, making them very, very good at what they do. And they will do still reasonably well versus spearmen because they have high attack speed. Let's get inside the... Oh, there, that's what he did. He got inside the tower on the side of the Bardican's Sun in order to get on the far side of it to hit those battering rams. Spearman now, they're going to be getting overran. He needs to get these villagers back. He's doing a good job protecting this food there, that's for sure. But now we got the Janissaries here doing some great damage. Okay, let's see. Is there any regular archers for me to compare those Janissaries to? I don't see any. In comparison to crossbowmen, they do have fast attack rate and more than twice the damage. Of course, that's a crossbowmen are a counter unit, not necessarily a general purpose unit. But he does not have anything to engage these Janissaries. He does have, though, Spearmen will be very useful in dealing with the man-at-arms and for the crossbowmen will be useful for man-at-arms and the Lancers, but not necessarily for anything else. There is now a demolition ship there. Let's get taken out. And a lot of these heavy army units getting ripped apart by these crossbowmen. Only 3 of the Janissaries now remain. And we do now have Mangonel deployed on the field. We have a lot of spearmen, a couple palace guard, as well as a good number of crossbowmen. Wolf is getting some good damage there. Imperial Palace now receiving some fire, but it's relatively expendable. It's not really that great of a landmark in my opinion. Spy and line map, tree tiles, radius, and Imperial Worker spy ability. And it's a good spotter, that's for sure. It's basically like a lighthouse, and it has the ability to easily spot all villages on the map. But if you're on defensive, it's nice when you're on offense, but it's not very good if you're on defense. You now have hack armor level 1 now being researched for Cyan. I don't really need it much, but now with the man-at-arms squad on the field, he's definitely going to need it. Got a large number of spearmen here, as a good number of archers. These battering rams will actually still pose a threat. SFBs wouldn't be half bad, help engage the various infantry forces. And this palisade wall will not hold up to the battering ram assault for any longer. Single Palace Guards is going harassing, but it's been quite good. He's good damage there. We'll get a couple villagers over here. Battery rams being pulled out in this direction. They could be picked on off.
这是我努力。
Now we got a clock tower nest of bees here.
西亚作息巡逻。
Sign has a massive military deploy on the field, but its quality is a little bit less overall. It does have good additive counters. It does take out one of those battery rams immediately. Over here. Oh, that's a boar being cleaned on up. Boars, they provide an excellent gathering rate and what? That's 2,000, 1,000 food storage. Boar over here being claimed as well, so he's claimed both boars on the map. Very, very nice. That'll get his food going for quite some time and install out the granaries. Battery rams now being picked on off. Mangonel sitting up right now. Oh, that was not a good volley there. That was a decent hit there, but nothing too significant. Crossbowman up pushing forward, against some free shots there on the Lancers. Mangonel still posing a massive problem there. Clock tower and SMBs firing away. Banner's team trying to draw some fire as well. Got a massive get here. Spring Gold moving forward, trying to take out Science and the Clock tower and SMBs. Science Spring Gold does get one kill there, but overall, there's just too many Spring Golds for Red. He's doing a good job micro-rank. He is going past overrun that Mangonel. Overrun that Mangonel is very, very important there. And there's another Mangonel there. Does take a small hit there. Spear now trying to charge it forward, trying to overrun that Mangonel, and Red does fall back. It's Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I don't know why with this patch, it seems like the end screens tend to be a bit laggy. The match end screen. Not sure why. Well, let's go ahead and see if there's any more replays for this person. There's some decently linked ones here. Chinese mirror. That's a decent one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here with another HMARS 4 replay. So on the bottom left side as the Cyan Mongols, we have Blade 55555. While on the top right side as the Blue Chinese, we have This Guy Sucks. Village has been pulled out in the field. The Mongol player is going for a mostly wood-based focus. He's trying to get out early stable, maybe trying to get out some early horsemen. He does, of course, have the Ovo deployed on the field, collecting up his sheep. And the gear is next to the gold deposit. We are going to see some early horsemen. He is going to go for immediate ×2 horsemen as a rush. He may just want to go for just that and save the rest of stone resources from early Keshiks. We also have a villager not being employed on out as well. He is going to try to either camp that gold deposit, in which the Chinese player is solely flying the tax income from the Imperial Official, so he may be able to help lock down this gold early. The scout will spot this. It does take a bit of time for an outpost to be constructed. In which torching it down like that would be decent, and now he's going to try to stop that that scout there. Early horsemen only have 1 pierce armor, so they have to be very, very careful of the town center. Because the extra arrows will do a lot of damage. And I do got some defensive an early barracks deployed on the field. Maybe a good idea to just cancel outposts right now. There's just too many spearmen on the field for these early horsemen. Does get a great spear brace there. It does take out a horseman. Does pack up the stable. Oh, looks like both the stone deposits are pretty close by. Not like that really matters much. Science now eyeing to counterattack, but the spearmen are not going to accomplish all too much. He may deny the gold deposit, but he's pretty much almost got enough gold to age up now. And of course, spearmen can be shanked by the villagers quite easily. Early horsemen receiving some early dog bites. And yep, and now he has enough gold to age up now. I do not have a... There we go. Pasture is in radius of the Ovo, which means the increased production speed of... Not sure how fast it is. I think it's usually 2 minutes, so it brings it out to nearly 1:30, which is very nice. Basically, before any economic upgrades, one sheep can satisfy the one pasture production is equivalent to 3 villagers in gathering rate. So it does cost 150 farms, or what? 75, so it technically is a little bit more efficient, but that's before the economic upgrades. After economic upgrades, you're going to need, once all research, you're going to need 2 villagers per pasture. So he has a slight advantage early on, but no advantage later. And then, and if your opponent goes for the improved economic tax, it will provide less later on as well. You now got a large number of spearmen employed with you. He may have overdid it on the spearman production. We got now 7 spearmen here. He's trying to get the silver tree up and going. He should get it built out. You don't really want to cancel it because you'll lose a lot of resources. But letting it go down is fine. It's either usually dead or alive. Hardly ever in between. Imperial Academy now being plotted out. We got defensive spearmen here as well. And right now, Sai needs to get out a archer range as soon as possible and go for either archers or Magadai versus all of these forces. The silver tree is almost completed. He does pack up the silver tree immediately to get out of the region. He could spend time with one village to repair it up. It will cost a bit of wood, however, and you don't really... And if he deploys it right around here, that should be fine. Trying to redeploy the gear over here. There's just too many spearmen in this region. He needs to deploy on an outpost. Does see some town center arrows there. Horseman and Khan is still moving around. Does pack up the gear, and now let's go ahead. Throw a lot of villagers in there. Let's get some good arrow fire there. Takes out one of the spearmen. Try and push for the gear once again. He's denying that gold income, but you don't immediately need gold at this moment. So he does find some exotic doggos. And now both players are in feudal age, and Bardic and his son's now being employed out to protect this gold deposit. Does have now a pair of archers in the field. I think he got 2. Yeah, he's using stone on those archers. Silver Tree now perhaps eyeing to set up in the corner. Yes, he is. He's trying to get out some early trade. Though it is actually a little bit of a trap in most cases to try to go with this early trade. They're much more expensive. Traders have much more expensive villagers. And sure, if he gets enough of them on the field, it does provide some great gold income to fully replace any gold mining. But still, not that great. The more precise number of gold miners you need for your traders is about 3. I suppose now it's a little bit more expensive now. Beforehand was at 50% gold reduction. You need 3 people on gold, 6 people on wood to maintain constant trader production. So you will have to spend 9 villagers' income in order to maintain a constant flow of traders. In comparison, village production just requires what, 3 villagers of food. So investing to the silver trader is basically investing to 3 town centers. And you don't get that much in return, honestly. Bardic and the Sun is here. Now the Keshiks are receiving some fire. More Keshiks now being deployed on the field. Does have a decent number of archers to engage any sort of spearman assault. He still has an early horseman, while the horseman upgrade is cheap. Doesn't really need it if he only has getting upgrade 1 that's already at half health. take out that exotic doggo. Nice turn going forward. So he's going to just do a bit of raid. It'll take a significant amount of time before this structure gets set ablaze to get any sort of gold generation from it. Of course, that does allow the Keshiks to get some healing back, though. Going for another round of palisade walls to help secure this gold and this deer deposit. And now we are seeing trader production now being built. Forces the stage of the game. Forces don't do a lot of damage. It's hard for a Mongol player to really get through these walls. Siege engineers can be quite nice with deploying on some battering rams. It's an outpost here, very nice. Survival techniques is quite nice. And the two deer deposits spawn very far away from his opponent. Granted, he initially spawned right there, but that's like maximum distance. But they are relatively close to each other. And blowing out second town center in this region will help him keep this trade secure as well. Then he can put his infrastructure right here, and he basically has a pseudo wall. And it looks like now he's going to try to break out. He does have the scouting falcon right there. It will spot everything here, so he realizes, I don't go in there, so he's going to try to break on out. Cyan could try pursuing the force, or he could just let them escape. Both are actually good for blue because letting them escape means they're not attacking. But of course, that also means they can always re-attack later, but that does give him time to buy him some time. No hand cannon or slipping researched here. The hand cannon or slip will be very effective versus the Keshiks. Oh, nope, he did that to break more units in. Khan does see some fire there, does use a movement arrow there. Archers need to start hitting these forces. Does get inside there. Does find a good volley there in the pure official. The archers have to be microed. Let the horsemen take on the tower. Does lose the Khan right there. So at that point in time, his arrows started dispensed, so losing it's not a huge problem, just gives a minor reduction of power. And he does go ahead and take out that outpost now. Got a good number of Keshiks in this region. Astronomical clock tower on the build queue. Blue does have more villager production at the moment. But given enough time, these traders will provide some extra resources. Once he reaches about 15 traders, it will provide a significant more. Right now, it's providing additional wood and food, and eventually will provide him some additional gold as well, which makes Mongols trade very good, even though the hardest to secure since they can't fly any sort of palisade wall. But does provide some good resource generation overall. While other factions do acquire some additional research to make the trade better, Mongols do just get it inherent. And does find engagement there, hitting these villagers, does take out one. And starts slicing up these villagers. Does take out a couple villagers there. You got a Keshik here engaged by a Lancer. Lancers are inherently better than Keshiks. And especially it's not in a castle, which you have to get out the veteran Keshik upgrade. Because right now it's 145 health up to 230 with more damage output. However, these Keshiks now charging forward. Does take out one of the villagers there. Some of these Keshiks made him fall back. He's trying to stand and take out as many villagers as can. Archers getting some good hits in there. Got some spearmen pushing forward. Does not have enough damage output to one-shot these hardened spearmen. He does not have any pierce armor research as well, so. And Cyan actually did have the damage arrow, so it takes apparently, what, 9 archers of one-shot a spearman? And there it looks like there's enough Keshiks to win out versus the Lancers, even though they're severely out-tech. Though luckily, a lot of his Lancers were getting damage spread out, so they got a lot of extra hits in when they really shouldn't have. Blue's now down to 62 villagers. His opponent's at 57. No castle just yet. He is approaching enough needs more food. He's producing more Keshiks right now. And those lancers being picked off one at a time. And these Keshiks are reasonably durable thanks to health regen.
骑马向前，
Not exactly health regen, but health per slice.
那些猪猡开火了！
But they are getting outnumbered there. He's sort of just throwing them away at the moment. And Keshiks are inherently weaker with a charge. Yeah, the charge damage is weaker as well as their sword attack. So it does take, usually the magic number is 3 Keshiks when I deal with a single villager quickly. From the first strike at least. But honestly, 2 Lancers and a Khan is just the right number as well, because the Khan's little bit extra damage just gives the other Keshiks, the Keshiks damage up with just enough right number to kill villagers off. But these archers being picked on off one at a time. They're being claimed up here, and this Keshik is getting forced back by Spearmen. Now we've got some more Keshiks here. They will outnumber the Lancers. Does he got that Lancer there? He crafts micro this one back, so it gets some extra health regen. Or he can run up to one's opponent's walls and start throwing torches, gets its health regen.
手榴太多炮火，
Oh, I hear what's being pulled out? Kurultai. Kurultai is going to be very good. Something I noticed as well, since the Keshiks are now available to Mongols the recent patch, you don't have to go for the stepward out every single time now, since you can keep your traders a bit more secure by being aggressive. Because beforehand, the Mongols didn't have any effective aggressive tool. And now they do have an aggressive tool. Now it's easy to keep the traders alive by simply being offensive. So that also makes the separate out not as necessary anymore, because that's also meant to provide gold. It's sort of stupid, I believe, in my opinion, that the Mongols have 2 landmarks meant for gold. It's just seems like a bad design decision having 2 of them provide gold. And overall now the traders are very reasonable. He does have now a single outpost here. He's trying to get them inside of the outpost. Does not get inside the outpost. Does get these guys inside this outpost now. Very, very nice. And now the arrow fire is coming forward. Getting some great damage onto that Lancer. Wait, the damage output 7? I thought that's only when you have arrow slits. Do traders have higher damage arrows? Got these Lancers pushing right forward. We got a single Keshik here for defense. Got Castle Age. It is better than Keshik as well, so now if you want to get a comparison between 2, you got 175 to 230. 24 and 36 versus 19 and 29. The lance damage is only a little bit less, but still it's no spout. But the Keshik does have a faster attack speed of 1.38 versus the Lancers 1.5. Unless the Khan's been killed somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Sorry, I missed that. Looks like up here. Yeah, there's a lot of Keshiks pushing way forward. That's how these towers garrisoned. And over here we do have the trade now being crashed. This is also another problem for Mongol trade. It's easy to hit.
正在被射击，胜利与名誉。
And there's also one reason why I generally don't go across the map trade because of Mongols. Yes, you do get less, but less surface area for you to cover. I probably would have put the Silver Tree somewhere around here. Then I can cover half the map, and one side's covered by my base, the other part could be covered by spearmen. These Lancers being focused down, the Keshik does go down. He has a good number of archers here, or crossbowmen here, but they're getting overwhelmed. Does have something inside of this outpost here. Over here, got the Keshiks trying to find some engagement. Does receive fire from the Bardican Sun, and his archer force will go down. He needs spearmen. That does go down now. And that also goes down. Let's get a good strike there. Over here, we do got this single spearman here, but will be picked up by the tower. More of the traders starting going down. The Mongols have lost a lot of trade now. Ooh, look at that. Mag and Die are the best way to deal with villagers. They're not very good in Feudal Age, honestly. You can occasionally get a pick with your Mag and Die in Feudal Age, but honestly, you know against Chinese, Mag and Die are excellent versus the granary fields and any sort of farm field.
按照命令提行中。服从。
No Khan in this region, so both sides are having trouble seeing the shrubbery. He does have now defensive Keshiks here. You may want to go for some defensive spearmen. Khan now on the field, able to spot this stuff a little bit more easily. You also now have a prayer tent. And the Mongol players really need an eye to go for relics, and it's something I should be saying to myself, because the tithe farm gives you stone income, and stone income is where to get your good research going. Thank you for the, I think that was a YouTube subscription. Thank you. Over here, did not the Keshiks engaging the Lancers. But the Keshiks do force back the Lancers there. We still got this single Lancer running around. Keshik trying to pursue him. Getting some good damage there. But thanks to nearby outposts, he's able to get some good movement speed to help pursue him. These tough Lancers looks like falling on back, and now Duke got a pair of traction trebuchets being deployed on the front line. He's gotten the stone improved siege engineers. Also got the Kurultai here, which does affect siege engines. Oh, it gives him a glow, but the damage is still 40? Oh, over here, it gives it +4 as well. Yeah, so that glow effect actually only provides a health regen, right? Yeah, it doesn't actually... Oh yeah, we can see down here, the +8. We do see the 48 damage trebuchets, but it does not appear if... Oh, it does affect the bonus damage as well, so this is nearly... There's a 288 traction trebuchets. And traction trebuchets, what makes them different from regular trebuchets is they have a faster rate of fire, if I remember correctly. SPSU fire there, rolls a pretty big miss on the Keshiks. There's a good number of spearmen here. He does have the Kurultai here, which is very, very important, because the Kurultai is one of the best defensive assets for the Mongols. Not offensive, defensive. Because against your archers, a lot of extra damage deal with heavy armor. But he does only have crossbow here, which will be good for some lancers. Nasabi's not firing away, Spring Gold's firing. The Khan is not appear to get around there, does spot that Nasabi's. Doing this outpost is very important to help him spot in this region for all the shrubbery. Lancers now push way down south. The Khan is with them. He may lose the Spring Gold there, which does receive health regen from the Kurultai. Palace Guard's now charging forward. We don't see a loom, so it doesn't get any extra health. Spearmen are overrunning the crossbow, but thanks to extra damage, they should be able to hold on a little bit better, as well as with health regen. Lancers push away down south. Keshik's in pursuit, does have a small force here to hold back his opponent. Now the outpost in the region does provide him some good spotting. Gains good damage there, but now these Lancers will find these traders. There's a bit of shrubbery to help them out, and the increased move speed of the outpost is very important. And a number of these Lance traders are going down. Looks like the next outpost is over here, so he doesn't have a Yam network nearby. He needs to keep on pursuing those, like there must have been some sort of control group right there. We now have these Russian troops sieging down the Bardic in the Sun. Kurultai will give them some great damage output, +5 damage right now with all this research. Giving them 17 damage, +11 versus heavy. And a large number of these traders are starting to go on down. Villagers start going down now. Traction trips is getting overran. He is not fully built this Magnum. He needs to cap it for a brief moment. There's a little bit of oversight. Lancers trying to push them forward. There are also now palisade walls going up over here. Palisade throwing this crossbow onto that Maganel. It's almost complete. He needs it. Alpha Gen, the Curl Tie is going to be very important to help recover from that Nessa B's barrage. He does use the defense arrow there, giving all this guys +2 armor, but he only has the 5-second arrow, not the 12-second arrow. So his already has faded. Maganel's still not fully built. See the good volley there. Springballs need to push on forward and hit that Nest of Bees. Okay, now that Nest of Bees can see some fire there. Those with some of these crossbowmen, the Curl Ties, health regen, keeping them alive. Those of the counter reinforced archers getting some good hits there. Maganel has been built or completed. Another Springald. Wait. Oh, the Springald's getting health regen, even not fully built from the Curl Tie. But it actually means that the construction bars hasn't completed, but the health is going up. That's sort of interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to be important for any sort of interaction. Now it's starting to be built. Let's keep an eye on the Springald. Let's see if there's any weird bug up here. It's like, does it go over max health? Hopefully it shouldn't, but you never know. Okay, it stopped at 125 health, so it doesn't go over max health. And the Nest Bee does go down. Rolling out some more siege weapons up here. The Khan is being focused down. His arrow's not ready for going for deployment. And the Khan does go down before his arrow kicks off cooldown. Tractor Trebuchets pushing forward. Got a good number of regular archers here as well as crossbowmen. Palace Guards stream on forward, so that'd be great for the crossbowmen to hit them. Right now, Blue needs regular archers and perhaps some Zinch news. Lance is not trying to stream the way forward. There's releasing the handful of defensive spearmen as well as crossbowmen to finish them off. The Curl Tie pack enough to get farther forward if these guys are out of range. The Curl Tie is a very micro-intensive landmark of all weird things. Fraction Trebuchet now trying to get some infrastructure kills. There are 3 relics in there, and wait, Cyan backed out of the game? Cyan backed out of the game. He must have... Not sure why he backed the game, but either way, this and great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Why did Cyan back out of the game? That's sort of weird. Well, let's see if there's any replays from this player. There were some extra bits in the front. I may need to copy that. Okay, that's the full name. And hidden. Here's a name I don't recognize. He's listed as Conqueror, so let's take a look at him. 9 minutes? Nope. 1 hour, 8 minutes. Let's do it. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HMR's 4 replay. Spawn on top left side as a Cyan French. We have Avery. No doubt actually how to pronounce that. Spawn on the right side as the red French. We have GG Sauce. Or SAS. So it's a French mirror, so probably going to see a lot of Royal Knights. Who will go for Spearmen first? That's the real question. We're going to see a lot of Knights, we're going to see a lot of Arbiters, but who will actually deploy out Spearmen? In this engagement, in this fight, we'll probably, Spearmen probably going to be very, very reasonable. Cyan does have actually 2 gold deposits relatively safely next to each other. Red's very spread out, none up here for Cyan, so Cyan does have some safe gold deposits, and he can build defensive infrastructure around one and protect both. Do not got the school cavalry being built up both players. Red Wolf gets out his out first. How many Royal Knights are going to see deployed up by both sides? We do have one Royal Knight being pulled up by Red. It looks like a Red Scout does get the first strike. And now here comes Red's Royal Knight. Getting Alpha Strike there to allow his scouts to win out wouldn't be half bad. Trying to go for some... Another outpost there. Sign actually deployed out second scout as well. And now here comes another knight. And does not... Oh, does you see the spear strike there? That was look like a little bit bugged out. Science Royal Knight now trying to charge on forward. And does not get a strike there. It gets interrupted when trying to go for Royal Knights. So now got the two Royal Knights engage each other. Scout is pitching in some minor 1 damage there. Is going to focus on Red Scout. Taking out Red Scout, which means less spotting for the Royal Knights. Royal Knights don't exactly have great vision range. Outposts does get loaded up. Does get some great extra damage there. And Science Scout does go down. Speaking about lack of spotting, though Cyan did actually pull out second scout, so that's fine for the time being. Red will soon have 4 Royal Knights. Cyan currently has 2. He needs this gold income to maintain the Royal Knight production. Do know how these Royal Knights not engaging does get that villager down, so that's an easy villager kill there. Cyan has less villagers at the moment because he built out that scout as well. Red's not going for wheelbarrow. And due to have those palisade walls go has gone up. We got 3 Royal Knights here. That is a significant force. Does get inside that tower nice and early with some of them. Does have 1 defensive Royal Knight here. Science now advancing forward with his Royal Knights. Does take out 1 of those villagers immediately. His Royal Knight's a little bit wounded. Not decided he's gone for Chivalry just yet. He has gone for arrow slits. That will also increase the damage output by the arrows by 1. Does get inside a tower there with 4 out of his 8. And also taking out that scout would have been great, or that wounded Royal Knight. Trying to have an eye to pick off these individual villagers. Does get that one just killed off there with the Alpha Strike. The charge damage is 32, or 29 after the charge damage, or before the charge damage. Royal Knight's back on off. Cyan does have a spear number, or more healthy force overall, but does leave a free strike there. It does fall back for these Royal Knights now. Cyan should be able to pick off Red's Royal Knights, but they are going to move at the same speed. And the exotic doggos even trying to support Cyan. Royal Knights charge on forward. They may get interrupted by that wolf. We got this force being bitten as well. These Red Knights may get pincered by the Cyan's forces. Taking out these Royal Knights will be very, very good for Cyan. Though he does have less Royal Knights, only 1 less. His opponent's now playing off some Spearmen. Very, very nice. Red's Royal Knights pushing way forward. Now he has all 8 there, but just a 6 with Cyan. So he's needing to run away. The charge is still going on. May pick off that wounded one. And there we go. The charge has now worn off. More Cyan's Royal Knights being built. Red's getting out more as well. And Red is back on off. Red now has 5 Spearmen. I think they're in defensive locations. Maybe offensive soon enough. There we go. He's going for that deer deposit. Single Royal Knight charging forward with one follow-up slice. He can kill off that villager. Does not. Royal Knight's not engaging Royal Knights here. Science backing off with his. And now Red's picking off as his. Also got two, no, just two for Red, one for Cyan. Good engagement there for Cyan. And, ooh, he could really stand to get Chevrolet there. Chevrolet's on the build queue with this guy here. And this will give him some much needed health regen. A lot of his knights are very wounded, so getting some health regen for these guys will pay dividends. The Chevrolet upgrade was what that? It said 200 gold. Each Royal Knight is 100 gold each, so even getting up to healed up by halfway will result in the gold being returned. No, it would take 4 being healed up halfway. Which, he will get that very, very soon. I don't think Red has gone for his own Chevrolet upgrade just yet. No, that's the barracks. Yep, he has not gone for Chevrolet. Now it's going to be a bit of gold. He has the Spearman here. Science going for a large amount of stone there. He may be eyeing for some sort of castle keep timing push, I'm guessing. Or maybe he's just trying to get that gold quickly enough for a second town center. Because Red right now has a second town center. He does not. Red will start pulling ahead in villager count. Over here, we do have the knights pushing way forward and pushing the way back. They should be... Ooh, he does find... Oh, could have found some villagers there. Does get some damage there, getting a good number of those villagers killed off. Right now, Cyan has killed 4 villagers. His opponent only has killed 1. And Red may kill off more now. Does actually save that one. The other 2 does run away into the far side town. They didn't shut the door behind that wounded one. Red has right now the scout and 6 Royal Knights here. You have 7 Royal Knights and a scout here, but being chased by a bunch of men with pointy sticks. And I want them. Sorry, that was a stupid reference. You do know how the town center now plotted field. There's 15 villagers here, and there's only 10 spots inside this town center. A good number of those villagers could go down. Ooh, this is not going to be good. The knight could draw a lot of fire there, allowing these villagers to escape on out there. He does get... A large number of them are very exposed there. Red could have picked them off. I probably would have gone over there and picked them off. Spearman now trying to throw some torches, and they are throwing some torches into that gate. Science Royal Knights do engage there, getting some good damage from one of those Royal Knights. I don't think Red has Chivalry research just yet. I think all Science Knights did escape out of there away from these Spearmen. Red's Knights may be trying to engage. Spearmen are starting to move forward pursuit. It's now Red's getting his own Chivalry research, which he could use. Their charge is worn off. Let's find some slides there on some of these more healthier knights. Got a good number of healthy knights here, and they're continually getting some good healthiness. Spearman still in pursuit. Cyan has only gone for 2 spearmen at the moment. And he may be forced to engage these spearmen. Does find a great alpha strike there with no spear brace in return. He's going to take out all these spearmen. He may receive some alpha strikes on himself. Spearman now trying to poke that man. And looks now he does get killed off there. Down south we do have some of these here being cleaned on up. Apparently that one's not interrupting the mill placement as well. And the spearman and knight, or knight, decide to stab a deer as well. That could be a new sport. How easy is it to ride a horse and stab a deer on horseback in real life?
Cavalamus equites.
Spearmen do find a hit there. They only got another spear burst there, which allowed them to engage a bit more effectively. You got these spearmen, horsemen trying to engage. One of Cyan's Royal Knights do go down. He currently has 10 Royal Knights in this region. Red has 7, but a whole bunch of guys with pointy sticks. Cyan just needs to run away. Palisade Gate is complete. He may still lose a single Royal Knight.
Escolte bene.
11 villagers right now collecting up the deer. And you have an outpost being pulled out right here just simply for spotting purposes. Cyan still has access to safe gold deposits back here. There's a rich one here. Ooh, Cyan. I think Cyan overall got better map generation. So after he deals with these two, he can. A single keep here can help secure this area. He's going to be playing the left side thanks to those gold deposits. Now he can play more on the left side. And Red's town center is over here. It does get a nice villager kill there. Red is ahead in villagers, 67 to 53. It looks like that wolf will get some bites. Viking infantry, so he's classified as infantry, not cavalry. Darn. Or some of these villagers took some slices there, but didn't get any kills there. And I'm also sort of surprised that Red hasn't gotten Loom just yet. Getting extra health on his villagers will allow him to survive extra swipes from the Royal Knights. Cyan can turn around and engage his force. There's only 7 Royal Knights there versus his 10. Think about Royal Knights, so charging forward, getting some more hits there on these villagers. And over here, looks like the boar is not being stabbed. He does have too many villagers collecting up that boar, but the rest of these guys can be tasked off to do other jobs now. Boar's now looks like going to be cleaned over here. It does have 2,000 delicious food. After all, Pumbaa is very fat. And looks like the Royal Knight may go down to the area of fire. Nope, the other one's getting hit. And now with Chivalry, these guys can just back on off, get some health regen, then go back on in. 2 towers here. There must have been something that was collected here. I'm not sure what, though. There's a mill. Oh, berry bushes. That's what it was. I can see by the shrubbery. Red's Royal Knights does get a great strike there onto the Royal Knight. Right now, Red has 16 Royal Knights. His opponent has 17 plus 1. 23 versus soon 24 Spearmen. Soon to be 26. Now got the Spearmen push way forward. Does take out 1 outpost there. Minor victory, honestly. Now, Cyan's going to be back on off from Red's force. Now, we do now have the Royal Institute being put on the field. And getting out to the Royal Bloodlines as soon as possible compared to your opponent can be incredibly powerful because it'll give the Royal Knights, the veteran Royal Knights, up to 310 HP. Spearman now advanced forward, getting great damage there, taking out Red's Scout and Knight. Getting rid of that Scout is important, though there's still no Scout in this region. There is the veteran Royal Knight and Royal Alliance. That's what he immediately goes for. His opponent's not going for a Royal Institute. 19 villagers. He's really trying to get that cleaned up on field. Red is just a couple more villagers there. Cyan's been doing a good job of hitting the villagers. And we do now see the veteran spearman upgrade as well.
Jury de Bosvolets, sommes en ordonnance. Honor, obéir, c'est vertu. Destrière y mègne.
We do now, of course, have the elite or the veteran Royal Knight research, giving these Royal Knights more armor and more health and more damage. Science not going for, or Red's not going for his own Royal Bloodlines, does not have enough resources for the veteran Royal Knight research just yet. So Science will have a good opportunity to engage, but we're seeing a lot of free damage right there. And those Lance Strikes are going to claim a couple of these Royal Knights. He's trying to avoid these Spearmen. He does not want to turn around and engage. Science now advancing forward some Royal Knights and Spearmen in this region. These villagers have already claimed up the boar, now eyeing for this, but not boar, the deer, and now be trying to claim up the berries. Trying to ghost in some walls, but he does not get them in time. And now going to be hitting these villagers. He's great hits there, but he's going to invest a lot just to get a handful of villagers. Royal Knights now running around everywhere. Sinus means want to run back out for the region. This is a Somi Spearman here. These Spearmen, however, can engage. Now he's trying to engage there, finds a decent choke point there, but the problem is both sides of Shirley, they're going to get healed on up. And two Science Knights actually went down right there. Here comes Science Spearmen. They do ward away. Spearmen could engage a Spearman, allowing the Royal Knights to engage from the flanks for their Alpha Strikes. Science now back on off. Red Spearman in pursuit. Red's Knights in pursuit. And does get some charge attacks there onto the Spearman. And now he does get some Spear Braces there. For the Red Spearman will now engage Blue Science Spearman. Science has 21. Red has 40. I don't think all 40 are here, but it's going to be a big engagement here. Not 40, that's just the total number in general. Oh no, that is 40. 43 now. Red Science up down to 2012. And it looks like Science is going to leave his Spearman to die, allowing his Royal Knights to escape on out there. Royal Knights needs a lot of healing as well, so be a bit of time before they're topped off in health. We do got a keep here as well. Has Red deployed out a keep just yet? Red appears not to deployed out a keep just yet.
Sommes en ordonnance.
Royal Knights now pushing way forward. We got a lot of exposed villagers here, but there's no scout here as well. They probably didn't even see them. Just inside this outpost here. He's going to be avoiding it. Nope, he's going to be trying to engaging it, trying to crack it open to get the nice, soft, juicy insides, and does receive a lot of damage right there. The outpost is still up. It will likely burn to death in middle engagement does. Now the villagers are in the mix of everything. I'm not sure if any of the villagers went down. I think, yeah, all except for 2 right now has gone down. All except for 1 has gone down. And he does have actually Loom research, so he does see that villager thanks to Loom. Spearman now pushing way forward. We do now have another Cyan Town Center. Okay. Maybe a better idea to go for some traders now. And now decides making a power play for this gold. I think Cyan should eye for a power play soon there. He's perhaps collect a little bit more stone there. They want to get out a keep and then throw 15 villagers over there. Some of these Cyan Royal Knights are getting hit. Both sides have veteran Royal Knights research as well as Royal Bloodlines. They're equal standing there. We do have some mana arms being put on the field. I don't think mana arms can be very useful. Spearman pushing on forward. We got some Arbaletiers now pulled out on the field as well. Science backing off, getting some great health regen on his Royal Knights. So is Red now. Royal Knights are pillaging that region. And Red does manage to back, Cyan does manage to back on off. We've got 21 versus 17. Let's see, we do have 2 melee, 1 pierce, and 2 attack. Over here, just have 1 melee, 2 attack, no pierce. Those Arbiteers will get some extra damage onto Red's Royal Knights, as well as the Red Royal Knights will receive 2 damage per arrow rather than just 1 damage per arrow. Wolf now trying to bite these forces. We are going to see a forward keep. Maybe pushing a little bit farther forward wouldn't be half bad. Red's Royal Knights will push away forward. I don't know if those are spotted just yet. There's no outpost nearby. Likely not spotted since these Royal Knights are pushing forward. We also got still a significant force of spearmen here. He must have got those main arms there just simply to engage the opponent's spearmen. House is going to be set ablaze. Science now advancing forward as well. Finds a good strike there. He's trying to pull out the defensive keep now. And now this mill is going to receive some good damage. Villagers charging forward, or not charging forward. Royal Knights charging forward, annihilating these villagers. A little bit of stone remains, but it will be denied. Now we've got some good damage on this town center. That town center will in fact go down, and some of this other infrastructure is starting to be under siege as well. Science now really trying to focus on this, focus that collection of this gold. Not much gold left from this deposit either. And there's a monk here of a relic. He could try pushing forward for a conversion. And that monk tried to pick up that relic as well, but was unable to secure it. Oops. Missed that attack there. Decent damage on the forces. Science has a significant number of Arbiteers. Arbiteers have a lot of research. Right now they have 8 melee armor, which will give them a lot of damage resistance for the spearman, which only has 11 attacks, so that melee armor will absorb most of the damage the spearmen can do versus Arbiteers. So Arbiteers can stay and fight for the spearmen. Horsemen are probably the best item to engage as Arbiteers, just because they get bonus damage versus range. Science Force is starting to get overwhelmed. He does have spearmen. They could perhaps stand around and fight. Arbiteers could get overrun by the Royal Knights. Arbiteers does fire a volley there, trying to deal with these horsemen. Got a massive engagement here. Sign has less armor than his opponent. I think Red will outproduce his opponent, even though he has a little bit inferior force called the spearmen. The spearmen are, of course, excellent versus the Royal Knights. It's not exactly inferior. He's going to try to back off to this choke point. The perhaps get 15 villagers inside the keep as well. Finds a volley there. Runs on the way. We do got some cyan stone walls trying to be built out. Got the single villager for that effort. An exotic doggo biting some of these villagers. And there's actually sprinkle replacements over here. Red may be eyeing for some traders eventually. Stone walls going up. We still got the Royal Institute over here receiving some fire. Both sides are contending for castle, which moment we do got a good wave of veteran spearmen trying to stop these veteran Royal Knights. In fact, these veteran Royal Knights, look how wounded they are. They need to fall back and get just some health regen. He's not going to try to go for support infrastructure here. He has a good number of Arbiteers, some more Royal Knights advancing forward. These Royal Knights, they need to stay back and get healing. Maybe even take a, if he has that monk doing nothing, maybe gets some in the front line to get some healing done. And now we've got the Red Palace being pulled up by, well, Red, which is an incredibly powerful defensive placement. Honestly, the fact that it gives a free Arbalest across on all your keeps and town centers is a little bit overpowered. And those Arbalests are better than Springballs.
Perfect.
Mining camp being pulled on out, trying to claim some more stone.
Sized bin.
And now we got Imperial Age for the Red French. He decides to get out the elite upgrade for his Royal Knights as soon as he can to get an attack advantage. And these Royal Knights are getting some good health regen there. We'll find the keep here, which does have the Arbalest here, which is 61 range damage. Howdy. Royal Knights are backing on off, trying to prolong the health regen. He just may just need to run away. Trying to capture the site here at this point is being secured, or remains unsecured. And these Royal Knights are trying to push on forward. We've got 15 here versus the 13 here, and not only myself. Ooh, and this Royal Knight does find these stone miners. Being a bit idle. Oh, it may find a lot of these villagers. Villagers get some stabs there. Maybe get them inside the towers instead. That maybe that's safer for them. And now this palisade gate now receives some fire there. He has a good number of armor tiers in this region and going for his own red palace in the center of the map. That's a good defensive spot there. Hoping to keep that central sacred site captured on up. Get some extra gold regen, gold generation. And he can throw anything on the inside to get a good amount of free Arbalests. Of course, now he has 2 Arbalests here. Oh wait, no, the primary town center doesn't get the Arbalest in placement. Well, I think extra ones do? Huh, interesting. Yeah, no. Oh wait, yeah, he doesn't have the Red Palace built just yet. It's still being built. And there we go. Now go back. There's the Arbalest in placement. So now we've got a significant amount more power for defensive for the keeps and the town centers. Of course, there's still a lot of guys here. Red's now trying to push forward with these villagers. They're trying to claim this gold. And not go too well. 6 of these villagers are getting clicked on off. Cyan has less villagers right now, as well as more idle. But he can replace that with traders, but he doesn't have the region secure enough for traders just yet, while Red does have good areas secured for traders. Right now, Cyan does have a bigger military at the moment, and with the Red Palace in the region, does it act as a keep? It does act as a keep with the influence. Royal Knights trying to break through now. We've got now Kinch, the what's called the incendiary arrows now in front of you. Ranged units, not gunpowder, does not affect buildings. Arbiters, big wave of Arbiters pushing forward. We've now got the elite Royal Knight research over here. Some of the Royal Knights do get picked on off, but Royal Blind Line makes these guys very, very durable. Going for a cannon placement? Okay. But these Knights should be able to quickly pick that one off. And these are Cyan walls trying to go on up. Cyan stone walls did not get completed over here, and the gold and stone being claimed by Red. Royal Institute can still research some stuff. Horsemen now being pulled on the field. Regular horsemen. No upgrades onto them just yet. Looks got the veteran horseman research now, which will be useful versus the Arbaletiers. Hand cannoneers may be a good item to gauge the Arbaletiers. They would have inherently less range. Royal Knights now engaging each other, getting some good damage on the Royal Knights. Red does have currently 10 right there, just the 8 there, but there's a massive number of Arbaletiers. We've got a fortified cannon in placement. Firing some shots there. Alright, it's almost claimed up all that stone. There's still... That's only 100 remaining, but there's still this large stone pile there. And now it looks like Red's going to be eyeing for some trader research. Oh, looks like... Did I see some hand cannoneers there? Nope, those are spearmen. These Royal Knights, good Could get picked on off, they're definitely way outnumbered. Does have an Orbital Pierce support. Gives good hits there on some of the Royal Knights. Allows these Orbital Pierce gets a lot of free damage on end. So I think Cyan will actually lose more force thanks to these Orbital Pierce, yeah. Good engagement for Red. Something just died, something got called. And try and stop this stone from being collected, what little remains. This red stone's not being collected on up, and these horsemen and Royal Knights may get a couple kills with it. Though the Sound Center does have an Arbalest in placement, which means it gets 62 damage per shot minus the 7 pierce armor. Counterweight Trebuchet now being deployed on the field, trying to engage the various fortified outposts with cannon placements. These are redstone walls that's trying to be built as well. Horsemen are charging forward. Looks like these horsemen will get annihilated. They probably won't kill many of these villagers. And overall, not doing that well. Does interrupt some of the stone walls there. Trying to capture that point. And overall, it's going to go good for Red. Though he's still having trouble re-engaging because the stone walls. Does stop the Cyan from being pull out the rest of these stone walls there. These stone walls here could be cancelled. Fortified outpost. Seeing massive fire from the trebuchets. Alright, now looks like Cyan's force is the largest growing around circles. We got a stone gatehouse here for Cyan. These are red walls here. And these horsemen are trying to hit some villagers. Red, at the current rate, will win out in the long run since they have access to. He has deployed out traders. Cyan now designing for his own trader research. And now do have these. Those are trying to pull out the stone walls there. Bit of a hole here for the time being. Cannon does find that villager. Now does 73 damage, leaving the villager with minimal health remaining. Is to take out that villager. And now got these horsemen engaging the horsemen, or the Royal Knights. Even as Red Scout's getting the mix of everything. Horsemen backing off out of the region. And there we go, somebody's actually making use of the high ground for walls. This will give the Arbaletiers not only reduced range damage, but also +2 range, which is very important in some of these engagements. And now he can start hitting these villagers. Oh wait, what the hell? Somehow a lot of them just got ejected there. That's not a source game. We do not have these forces trying to push them forward. The Arbaletiers are in a good position there. It takes the extra range to be able to hit over the wall. And now they're going to get some great damage there. Royal Knights being streamed on forward and they're getting annihilated. And they even activated the passive there. Increases weapon range by 1 tile as well, so he's stacking more range on top of each other. So right now they have 8 tile range, not bad. I always feel the passive also increases range. I just remember it does pierce armor. Red is now trying to pull up some walls there, trying to deny his opponent's gold. Red does not have enough stone for a keep for this region. Has some cannon outposts there, gets some great hits there on these villagers. And now the fortified tower does get complete, getting some more hits there on Cyan's villagers. It does have 133 versus 143, so still plenty. Honestly, 143 may be a little bit too much. Got some gold generation here for these traders. Even if he can't trade with them, that gold generation is a passive ability. Active traders generate gold per minute, but you can pass do a really short trade, but the trade post is right here. But he can do a short trade here just to get the small passive gold generation if he really so chooses. But 1 gold every 6 seconds is not that great. You need, even if you get 45 to meet the regular single villager miner. Okay, I was trying to think, oh, is there some way you can really exploit that? No, no, not really. As a last resort, you can. Get some good damage there, very, very nice. Got those forces advancing forward. Get some good hits there. Sign still trying to build up these walls. And this sign wall here will receive private damage, but will be built in time. And now Sign can, of course, advance forward with stuff along the walls. Red could eye for some siege towers to climb the walls and get the fighting position for his benefit. I have never seen anybody use siege towers in a game. In fact, the only time I've ever seen a siege tower in a game is probably me playing against the campaign, and the AI uses them, not even me. How much population room does a siege tower even take? If it costs 1, that's probably a little bit too much. Spearman gets good hits there on these horsemen.
J'attends notre besogne prochaine. Arbalètrier, j'ai pourvoué tout à tir.
Looks like some of our Sign's horsemen are over there. Can't really harass the town center too much with the arbalists in placement. So Red's wall, Sign's walls are going down. Let's see, siege tower. It never says how much population room it takes over right here. Barons now push way forward, trying to engage this area. The Red Palace, however, Arbalists can do some significant damage versus the Banner Rams. They do have the increased Pierce armor, making so the Arbalists actually only do 3 damage per arrow. And now the Arbaletiers are on the high ground. You need to pull out some pass again, increased range. Spearman do eject right there. Red Palace is seeing quite a bit of damage. Does have the Port Architects there. Trying to prep the tower now. A lot of the Spearmen being annihilated from the Arbalist placement, so he may lose the Red Palace there, but the villagers in the region repair it up immediately. There's a lot of Bannermen in the region. Arbaletiers still firing away. Bannermen now starting to break their way forward. Sign can still hold. He still has a lot of production right here. A lot of horsemen pushing forward, so do get countered by these elite Spearmen. Red Palace is still being built. He still has plenty of wood utilized for it. Red's now starting to push way forward as well. Arbaletiers to get off. Yeah, Red Palace is being sieged, which means Red's not really making progress with battering rams against other infrastructure. Sign deploys out some battering rams, which do not hit other battering rams. This is not HBR is 2, this is HBR is 4. Battering rams now trying to break through some Red's other areas, which actually is very good for Cyan, because if Red gets distracted by them, that makes his frontal attack wane. You're not gonna trebuchet here, which does have poor accuracy versus these battering rams, but can take them on. Now, good number of Arbaletiers in this region. Both sides are pretty full out of Arbaletiers. Red's Arbaletiers are in relatively good position, so perhaps he could use the passive ability there to make sure they don't receive any more pierce damage. Red Palace needs to be fully built in order to get its placements firing. He's starting to lose some of these villagers there. Got hand cannoneers now being mixed on in as well. More hand cannoneers over here. Trying to engage these batter rams. They do have 60 pierce armor, so the high damage to the hand cannoneers will not do any additional damage to them. They're getting tied up right there. Red's batter rams will now repurpose to other things. He can leave the Red Palace alone, so that needs a lot of health to get reinforced. Science batter rams are doing a good job distracting opponents. But he still has a large number of Arbaletiers in the region. He needs more horsemen to deal with them. Hand cannoneers are firing away as well. The Red Palace goes down the skin, so the progress gets reset. Needs to be fully healed. More batteries starting to push this way forward. Science will gain a decent force here. Hasn't been able to do these battery rams all too well, so they may draw some fire from the ranged forces. More villagers being pushed on the front line. Science lost a significant number of villagers. That may just free up space for more traders. Science battery rounds. One still remains. He's starting to he's starting to he expanded the region there to regroup his forces. Let's see, Red's battery rounds some, they're still pretty healthy. So the wounded ones will be picked off right there. Oh, or maybe not. Keeps now firing away. He has no other defensive placement to engage these battering rams. Force now charging on forward, trying to deal with these Arbaletiers. Red has still a significant number of traders out in the field. And Cyan's been losing some of these. He does get this area cleaned on up. Cannoneers will love to hit his opponent's Royal Knights as well, so they're a good unit, general purpose unit, as well as hitting Spearmen. And now I've got multiple cannon placements now being researched by Cyan. Maybe not that, I'm not sure where though. Not on the keep. Trying to get this red palace rebuilt. No one has cannon. Oh! That is something you don't want to see. Insufficient wood. He just bought 200 wood there. I don't think that's enough to repair the red palace. Let's work on some of these battery rams. Most of the villagers are going down. Cyan's lost a significant number of villagers, as well as he's losing a significant number of trade as well. These two Royal Knights doing some significant amount of work. Red is trimming some more and more forces over here. Right now, Red's force is mostly composed of horsemen, Arbaletiers, and cannoneers. While Red does have a good number of Arbaletiers, a good number of spearmen, and now going for a wave of 27 horsemen on the build queue. So Red has his reserves deployed out, and now has a Sacred Site victory counting down in his favor. In which two of them are in safe regions of the part of the map for him. Not really safe there. But with more and more reinforcements here, this Sacred Site victory seems likely for Red. But this one can't be decaptured. We've got some gates over here. Escape has received a bit of fire there. Arbaletiers and cannoneers are push right forward, putting some holes into these spearmen. Barons are pushing forward, and Red now has a single Mangonel here, which can be very useful. Of course, we're going to see quite a bit of fire there, just getting over just too many Arbaletiers for them to engage. A lot of the range forces being tied up on those battering rams there. The villagers now trying to torch down those battering rams, so it'll take a bit of time for them. Horsemen trying to charge forward, trying to deal with the Mangonel. Those see some miss there of the Mangonel. Forces. Mangonel gets a pretty good hit there. I think Cyan should be able to win the range fight here. There's now the deploy the passive there, which does take a moment. As well, it does get some good pierce armor defense, which will even be effective versus the hand cannoneer, but only by a small margin. He does not have chemistry either to increase the damage output of these hand cannoneers. Mangonel pushing way forward. The Arbalest placement of the Keeper will do some great damage. Remember, it still has the Arbalest placement even though the Red Palace is down. And that Red Palace seems all usually on fire for Smoldering Ruin, made out of stone. I guess it's technically made out of food and gold. And horse. Oh, there's a breach right there due to the lumberjacks. Cyan has small forces opponent, as well as less economy with less number. The longer the game goes on, the better it is looking for Red. And Cyan's not even close to pop cap, nor even has all 200 population available, so losing housing is actually important for Cyan. Horsemen charging forward, trying to get some damage here. We got the Knights advancing forward as well. Mangonel pushes way forward. Battery ram finding some holes, or creating some holes in these stone walls. These lumberjacks could be picked on off. Cannoneers finding the qualities there. Got this force advancing forward and now counterattacking. Cyan does not have any spearmen. He may want to mix in some spearmen into his force. Now that hole is pretty large thanks to that battering ram. I think he just queued move a bunch of orders to clear out that stone wall. Oh, just him hitting that stone gate there.
L'ennemi nous assaut au long du trait.
Red's not going for a line of stone walls here. He's trying to keep the Sacred Site victory captured, but it looks like Sign will get it captured. Villagers will go down, but now Red is going straight to his opponent's base, which is probably been good for Red. That distraction there. Horsemen charging forward. They're not going to find that Mangonel. Though right now, he can't really push his keep with the Arbalest in placement and has a cannon and a Spring Gold in placement. It is loaded up, and there goes that Mangonel. In other words, this keep is outfitted with a lot of weapons. Battering ram now receiving some fire there. And Sign does decapture the Sacred Site there, which will give him some breathing room, but not a lot of breathing room at the moment. He still needs more villagers, as well as perhaps just more general traders, because all the gold is mined up on the map, so he needs more traders, that's for sure. Red, however, could advance, push more aggressively forward. Looks like Sign does also have 3 relics as opposed to the opponent's 2. Now Red's going for chemistry, increasing damage to his Cannoneers by 20%, giving them what, 42 or 43 damage. And these horsemen will find these traders. Some of these lumber camps are starting to go on down.
Une œuvre bien assouvie.
Oh, I just realized something. Cyan, while he may have 3 relics, he doesn't have the Scythe Barn, in which that could provide him some necessary amount of stone for the rest of the game. Or it's only stone for the rest of the game. And Canyoneers getting some great shots there. He's going mostly a big Canyoneer force. Arbaleteers do outrange them by 1. They will get received damage first. But he doesn't have chemistry research either. Losing so many villagers, he can't be losing villagers like this. Horsemen start streaming their way forward, but getting tied up on terrain. In fact, that single horseman there has caused so many issues for Cyan. But some of these villagers can't go down. Sacred Site victory is now being approached. Red has a significant resource stockpile as well. If he could try purchasing 6,000 stone, it's not going to happen to get out of Wonder. Red right now just needs to be suicidally aggressive, I would say. He doesn't have to worry about the keep influence for cost reduction. He has enough resources. He may just want to get out forward infrastructure. He just want to go out forward infrastructure and just start queuing up 1,000 units in reinforcements. He could also let some of these villagers die. Honestly, letting a lot of these, a good number of these villagers die is going to be very important. Blue Sign's actually getting some raids there onto his opponent's, what's it called? Traders is very good. Streaming forward with some banner rams, very nice. Sign's trying to pull the line, doing a good job pulling the line. The battery rams could just push forward. Getting some good hits there. Getting more traders killed. We do now have another fortified cannon. On the way, at least. Crosswind advancing forward. Does the Red still has some elite Royal Knights. And now we've got the Mangonels pushing forward. Sign does have a small reserve of resources, not any wood. He needs to get out some of his own Royal Knights. Against the Arbaleteers, not that great. But going for one-hit Cannoneers is so good, which will be if they don't care what they shoot at as long as they shoot at anything. He needs to also get chemistry out as soon as possible. He needs chemistry. That is a massive damage output to help deal with this force, especially the Royal Knights. As well as those put a lot of pressure on the Mangonels, because right now the Mangonel has 30 Pierce armor, and getting that out research will basically increase the damage output on the Mangonels from 5 to about, what, 17? Not 17. Up to like 12, which is significant. Allows your hand cannoneers to really hit siege weapons. One reason why Streltsy Arcs were really good for siege weapons as well, since they had double time to go along with it. But that ability has been removed. Oh, a lot of these villagers are currently doing nothing. That is a big oversight. 19 villagers doing nothing for Cyan. Take a side now, try and be captured.
Bonne maîtrise de ce cas.
Yes, apparently a number of, at least one cannon placement there, getting some great damage.
L'ennemi trace sur votre engin.
Getting some great damage onto those.
Attendons les commandements. À l'archon, prêche pour les commandements.
Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon.
L'ennemi nous astille.
Got this force here.
J'attends ma besogne prochaine.
Rowan Student now receiving some fire.
Tienez bien vos coloris.
Granted, the Royal Institute has all the research he needs, so we can let that landmark go down. It's a great damage there. And these Royal Knights, well, they set the Royal Institute on blaze. It's likely not going to get repaired up, though he does have a nearby village to repair it up. Though he doesn't have the wood nor the gold. And has a good amount of food. He needs to eye for either more gold or more wood. But right now, Cyan has neither. All of his traders are here, so he's unable to get his gold income going. Bannerings will receive 1 damage per shot.
Avez-vous commandement pour moi?
Red could start advancing forward. This keep does not have any additional weapon research. Do now have a cannon deployed on the field. While these walls aren't going down, he's trying to claim some of this wood, which is very important right now. He doesn't have any wood for his horsemen even. He has 200 population, but only has 2 reserve of horsemen in the build queue, which is not a lot. Raiders need to be tasked back on the line as soon as they can. Horseman advancing forward, he does not have the resources to keep these horsemen alive. And there is no opening there, is there? They are now back in the corner and they will be killed on off. Magna finds a good shot there as well. Red has now all 6 sides once again. Bonnie takes down that wall there. Guess we're trying to claim as much wood as he can. He does now have the traders trading. He does have a good amount of gold at the moment. Doesn't have a whole lot of stuff being queued on up as well. At this point in time, having stuff queued up is very important so they can immediately replace down guys, because their build queue is maintained, or is researched while your pop cap. Cannon does get saved there, very nice. Sega Sites has been captured, now got, of course, the keep here does have the Arbalest emplacement, which does have 10 tile range, so it does potentially cover the entire Sega Site there, so you can't just send 1 or 2 units over to capture it up, plus, not to mention, there's also Elite Horseman and a Monk here for that. And now got some Royal Knights here on the interception path. There was actually a decent engagement up here. Looks like all of Red's forces went down. And now Red's battery rams pushing way forward, trying to put some holes here. Bombard trying to make his way forward. rules were created. Still, I think red has been a bit too passive now. I guess he doesn't realize how little reserve resources his opponent has. Okay, we've got Poseidon now claiming a good amount of wood, has a small wood reserve. Maybe he needs to start rebuilding his infrastructure and start pulling out food and gold units at the moment. He could pull out more hand cannoneers, those are generally just good. But he still is a little bit outnumbered. Does get a good kill down the Springald. Sign Springald has gone down there, and his cannon as well. And Cannoneers firing some shots, getting some good damage on in. Arbiteers pushing forward. There is some sort of inspiration effect there. Mostly has passive blood on the field. Force him hard forward trying to deal with these cannons. They do bonus damage for siege, but they do get focused down by the frontline forces of Red. Red's remax has not been that great. He needs to get everything queued up. He needs 500 units queued up. He has resources for it. He does save his cannon. Cannon getting some good shots on in there.
Bien se lever, frère.
Le champ nous attend.
Anything else on his hand cannoneers but cannons. Now we got signed. Now we're pushing forward with his elite knights. Trying to make his way forward. He's good damage there. Signs just charging forward. A lot of hand cannoneers here. Trying to focus on the cannon. Signs getting on hand cannoneers, but now the barons do pose a threat. Does have a bulk cannon in the background. Red's forces push away forward now. Cannons getting some infantry damage is very important. As Sign had trouble with wood in production for a bit of time. Take a side victory within 6 minutes. Villagers here, they can pull out some palisade walls there at least. Plus he does have some stone for the stone walls. And Sion does not have tide barns just yet either, so he's not been maintaining any decent stone income. He could have got a decent on stone income, 120 per minute. Or was it 90 per minute? Yeah, just 90. So that would have been nice to have. Continues to get some great damage there. Sign received a good hit there by the Mangonel. Red's batteries are charging forward, doing some great damage there. Boiling oil is classified as siege damage. But it does do full damage from some battering rams. Got more red battering rams now push way forward. Sign does have more villagers opponent, but that does mean Red Hat can pull out larger militaries with what these things, these battering rams. Royal Knights now engaging the Royal Knights. And Science keep going down. And Science did need that reduced production cost. And Canadians starting to get overran. Red's now base forward with even some man-at-arms, so deal with any sort of spearmen, which are none. Royal Knights charging forward does get a good strike there, takes out one of the battering rams. The other one will, not battering rams, cannon. Springald here will be start picking away against these battering rams. It does do 100 versus siege, but these battering rams do have 60 pierce armor, so it does about 40 damage per shot. Red Science ground forces being cleaned up. Science down to 12 military units. Doesn't have try and produce stuff. It's lacking infrastructure to remax quickly. There's one more horseman, spearman. Man-at-arms now pushing forward as well. And Cannoneers firing away. More of the elite Royal Knights. Sign does have a bit of choke point here, but that will eventually work against him once these Cannoneers get into range. So getting some good damage on these forces. There is, of course, the keep here with the Arbalest in placement. It's also fully kitted out. Aaron's pushing way forward. That will do some significant infrastructure damage to Sion. He does have a keep there, not fully surrounded by various structures. Now, even taking out some of these farms with battery rams is very important, because he doesn't really have the stone and wood income to really get those replaced. He does have a decent amount of wood right now, but he needs that wood for military units. Horsemen are charging forward, overrunning the villagers. Infrastructure started going down over here. Battery rams are not touched. 3 minutes remaining for the Sacred Site victory. I don't think Cyan can get a decap from the Sacred Site victory. There are 2 landmarks left for Red to destroy. That would be the primary town center and the School of Cavalry, which are both right here. So he can perhaps push forward some trebuchets to take them out, or some battery ram. And Canyon is doing a good job of providing protection for some trebuchets if he so chooses.
Les coustiniers sont prêts. Destriers, rouge à leur frein.
There's battery rams getting some more hits on in. And all this infrastructure is being gutted by those battery rams. So this uses villagers to deal with them. And of course, streaming on forward. Looks like the hand cannoneers are having cleaned on up. 2 minutes remaining for Cyan. Monster now seeing some fire there. More horsemen engaging the horsemen. And Red has another army here. This area is very well secure. You're going to need siege units to get to it. This one here is a little bit exposed by palisade walls there, and actually there is an opening for him to circle around. Need something fast, and then brave a gauntlet of cannon placements. And Central 1 just being reinforced with over max, so Sacred Site victory it is. Cyan does have a good number of horsemen here, but he is still lacking infrastructure to reproduce those horsemen. Bring us more hand cannoneers, horsemen not being produced anymore. Paramagnos being put on field as well for Cyan, very, very nice. He's going to try to push for the central emplacement, but only a minute remaining. I don't think he's going to decapture in time because those units will stop the decapture. Bombard will be picked on off. Cyan's battery rams being pulled on out, but they're getting focused down slowly. And we even got some of these traders being hit by a single lone horseman, doing some good damage there. Maganel finds a decent shot there. But Red will hold the central Sacred Site there. Horseman now charging forward. Sacred Site's not being decaptured. 40 seconds remain. More reinforcements will be trooped on in to deny the decaptured Sacred Site. Even man-at-arms, and those horsemen will have trouble versus man-at-arms. Man-at-arms right now have 8 melee attack armor. Horseman has 16 damage, so they'll do 8 damage per hit. More elite man-at-arms streaming on in. Oh, Sacred Site victory, 40 seconds. Are contested Sacred Sites put a pause on the Sacred Site counter? I did not know that. And the battery rams there are stopping the Sacred Site peak victory. I did not realize contested points stop Sacred Site victory. Pauses it, doesn't revert it back. And looks like Cyan does back out of the game now. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, on to the next replay. So that's probably going to be it for the stream for the time being. It is approaching lunchtime for me, so I need to get a bit of food into me. So everyone, thank you for watching, and I will be streaming on later on tonight.